I can't even begin to describe the sort of pain and crap that I was feeling. Because I was ready to jump under a bus then and there, you know, because someone very close to me had gone.
It was a Friday, and we sat there. We all went each ways. Then we caught up in the RV. They got raffles up the pub in the afternoon. So me, Dad, other brother TJ, and Paul. And Paul was done up, you know, like black slacks, shirt, tie, and that's, I sort of had an inkling then. I just thought, you know, there's something wrong.
I sort of wasn't so much angry with him, because I knew in my heart that he was going to do it sometime. You know, there was this, he'd hang bottles up in the tree and he'd punch them until he'd bled. And then I'd try to get help, but I was just an overprotective mother and nobody'd listen to me.
My experience was, I believe, is different from others. I still have my son. He was going through a very bad patch, and he felt the only way out was to hang himself.
I was woken up on that certain morning when my son came and told me that he did something tragedy. I suppose when I woke up and I didn't know how to react to this kind of message. It was a message where one would, I suppose, to me it was like I was stumped of how to receive a message where one has taken his life.
I was asked with this person whether I would agree to be a part of a suicide pact, and I decided I only had at least 30 seconds to decide whether I wanted to do it.
Mum and Dad got up. They were happy. They were going to go shopping. I was laying down after I got my lip back, you know, went back to sleep. And that, you know, you think about it now, and that was it. Then Mum screamed. She yelled out, "Get a knife, get a knife." Me and my brother, I thought Mum fell down the steps at first because there's a big thud. Me and my brother ran down underneath the house, and Paul was, you know, hanging there, dead.
The police didn't know where I was, and they found out, and they sent two PLOs and a police officer to come around and tell me that my son had strung himself up in Denison Street. That's where we lived, and I had a 8-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter, and that's how they found out that their son, you know, that they were there, and they didn't understand what this strung himself up was. And then they'd asked me, and I said, "Well, Grant's dead. He hung himself, so he's not alive anymore. He's just gone." You know, that was how I found out.
He got a rope, put it up a tree, and he was dangling. Now I don't know mother's instinct or what it was, but something made me go out and see him there. So I raced down and I cut him down. There was a big fight for his life in the hospital, brain damage, things like that. But I can thankfully say that today he's with me, and we've been able to move on.
I had to make a really, really quick decision, and it's not something that that I would want to go through ever again. You know, and I've been through some physical abuse and all that sort of stuff, you know, like a lot of people, but I would say that experience really just tops it all off. I mean, that for me is my threshold for pain, and why I'm so determined to fight back, because you know, communication, that is the key. Because I was full of emotion at the time, I didn't know how to communicate with that person, so I had that luggage, if you were, carried around in that port for about 7 years. And I didn't know who to talk to, what to say, or how to express it. But I just found a way, and through the grace of God, I'm here.
That morning I didn't know how to deal with it, because it was sudden. And to me, as one of the sisters who belonged to my family, had lost their youngest son. And because I was part of rearing him up, to me it was like a painful, as if something that happened to me, a part of me was gone, was lost. And I'm sharing here today is very painful. When we think that we could get over this pain, it's very hard. You've got to struggle with it sometime, because it comes back now and it haunts us. It haunts me of what could I have done, you know?
I wanted to see to make sure that that was my son, you know, and I wasn't allowed to see him, you know, to view his body. It wasn't until Sunday that they let me go and see, and the police officer said before I went in, he said, "It's your son," and I said, "I don't know that." He said, "Yeah, but I've known him for however long." I said, I was really wild. I said, "I'm his bloody mother, and I've known him all his life." And I went in, and it was, you know, and that was it. But to go to bed and think that, did they get it right? Had they got the right person? It was really hard.
It's something that is very real in our society, that I just hope that by speaking about it, we need to talk about it. It's no good keeping it inside. We need to share with others that this is real, and by sharing and talking about it, that it can help someone who is thinking about suicide.
It's very hard to share of something that traumatic, you know, in our lifestyle, especially Aboriginal people, because it's not a part of our culture. And because of this culture, we feel shame that something happened that shouldn't have happened, you know. Where did we go wrong?
We got together as a family and talked about it. Things started getting better. You could see that light. It was still miles away, but there was a light. And today I'm still heading towards that light.
I want to make sure that other people don't go through it. And that if they do have to go through it, then I want to be there to sort of walk them through the process and just help them consider options and take time for people to talk to.
We need to be able to share these things about our experiences, that we can make a difference to someone else.